What's up, y'all? It's your boy D-Style with another D-Styles Extrapoint. This is VLOG27, part 2, talking about the new assistant coaches that Jesse Minter has uh, hired. Coordinator and some assistant coaches. But the ones, I wrote it down on paper. Uh, First one, Notre Dame. He hired Mike Mickens from Notre Dame, DB's coach/coordinator. Now I heard this guy is the legit real deal. Like he developed Kyle Hamilton when he was in Notre Dame. I think Aloy Gilman was with him, and he actually developed a couple of first rounder safeties and cornerbacks. Like he developed Sauce Gardner from the Jets and a couple other guys. And I heard this guy is the real deal. And they said he's probably the best defensive backs coach in the league in college. I heard, and a lot of Notre Dame fans I heard was kind of a little sad that he's leaving because he developed so many great secondaries in college football for Notre Dame, and now Jesse Minter. I think they said he has a connection with him from years ago. Uh, I don't. They was. I guess they coached together somewhere. I'm not sure where or whatever, but he ended up hiring him as our defensive backs coach, and this is a whole upgrade to help our uh, defensive backs fields like our corners like Nate Wiggins to especially going his third year. Humphrey, you don't know if he's coming back or not, but hopefully it can help him, even though he's a vet. But if he don't come back, so be it. But hopefully it can make him maybe look better, way better than this past year, somehow, some way. And whoever they else get at corner, who they sign or draft, even some of my young corners like what's his name? You got, or actually like freaking our safety Malachi Starks. That's another guy, you know. Malachi Starks, and I don't know if our Darius will come back. We'll see. But like I said, he's gonna make our secondary much better, much better. And second coach I'm gonna name they got is offensive line coach. This one I was really happy about that we also really need offensive line coach Dwayne Ledford, run game coordinator slash offensive line coach slash run game coordinator Dwayne Ledford from Atlanta Falcons. Now this guy, they said he's one of the best like offensive line coaches in the league, like expert at stretch zone runs. And he had Atlanta Falcons what was it, run game top 10 in the last couple seasons. He's great at teaching the run game, as in the stretch zone run, kind of like how West Coast offenses do, like stretch zone runs, which we should have ran more zone, but because of our guard position, we have to run sometimes zone and sometimes power, sometimes gap. So and pulling. But this guy, we gonna run a lot of zone runs now, and that's where Derrick Henry excels at. So I can't wait to see what he does, man. And we need that. He's going to develop our line to be much better than Coach Warhop. So I can't wait. This guy I heard a lot of great things about him. So I can't wait to see what he brings to our offensive line and who they pick as an offensive starting line, especially the guards. I think Linderbaum is going to get resigned to the Ravens. But for as far as the guards, I know Emory Jones, he's going to develop. I can't wait to see him. He's going to probably start at left guard, and then whoever they draft or sign at right guard. And I know for sure Daniel Falala, not going to start. And I know Andrew Voorhees, a.k.a. Voorhees, he ain't going to start. So I can't wait for that. And then Declan Doyle, new offensive coordinator for the Ravens. Now, a lot of people have been debating of, you think he's too young. He's only 29 years old. He's the same age as uh, as freaking Lamar Jackson, but he's been under Ben Johnson this past year. You see how far the Chicago Bears went. Their offense looked great. Really, they only lost because I don't even say because of Caleb Williams. It's because DJ Moore didn't turn his head on a crossing route, and they was about to win. I feel like they was about to win if they drove all the way down and scored. I mean, on the overtime, they would have drove down, they would have scored. So I don't even put that on Caleb Williams. But that offense is great. And even though he didn't call the plays, Ben Johnson called the plays, he always gathered up the whole staff. I remember in the video I seen the whole staff for the Bears, all the coaches, gathered them up, basically lay out the game plan for Ben Johnson so Ben Johnson ain't got to do too much. So he's very smart He's young. He's been coaching, I heard, for 10 years. He started, I think, in Iowa as like a student, like assistant or something. Like he started from the bottom and then he climbed his way to the top in 10 years. That says a lot. Yes, this is his first time calling plays, but this is not no Zachary Orr where John Harbaugh just give him the keys and he just give him the keys with no help or anything, or haven't been under anybody like that. He just been a position coach. This guy actually been under a few coaches, not even just Ben Johnson when he was in Detroit and this previous year with Chicago. He started his career, I think, in the NFL with Sean Payton in 2019 when he was on the Saints. So he was I think a assistant under office assistant under him. Sean Payton liked him. He kept him around for a couple years, and he even followed Sean Payton to, I think, his first year when he was with the Broncos, when Sean Payton coached for the Broncos, when he had Russell Wilson and stuff. He was under Sean Payton his first year as a coach for the Broncos. And then I think after that, I think that's when he went to Detroit. I think, if I'm not mistaken. And then he went to Detroit with Ben Johnson when he was under Ben Johnson. And they had a great offense in Detroit. And then previous year, now this year he was with Ben Johnson, and then now he's our new offensive coordinator. And I like it. It's new guy. It's fresh, new ideas. I love it. I really do love it. We need somebody young. We need somebody, even and being the same age as Lamar, I think is a plus. It's a relationship. So I can't wait to see this. And he a Pisces, so he'll get along with Lamar Jackson, Capricorn, and then Jesse Minter being the coach. He's a Taurus. You know, they'll definitely get along. I can see that. And he's very basically Jesse Minter, when he was in a couple of interviews after his presser, he's basically was describing Declan Doyle as his next coordinator. He just didn't say it. But Declan Doyle, I can't wait to see what he's going to cook up. He's going to bring that West Coast type of offense, runs, Well, he was a passing coordinator too in Chicago. So he's going to have a mix of that. And then with our new offensive line coach who brings that stretch zone run, we get ready to look at a whole completely different new offense. I can't wait. And last but not least, we got a new game management coordinator / defense assistant under Jesse Minter, Charlie Gelman. He's returning to the Ravens from the Colts. Now, he was on the Ravens a couple years back, I think in 22. I remember they saying 22 and I think 20. Was it 19? I think it's 2019 and 2022. Now, he's very good at basically he kind of like a consultant way, as in looking at our situational calls, like for fourth down, going for it and stuff, situational, when to go for it, when to not go for it, or take the points, or certain things like that, situational calls like that. He assists on that and basically get a whole outlook on that. And then he's a defense assistant too, so that helps. And this guy, they said he was with the Colts this year, and they were saying that they had one of the highest percentages in converting on fourth downs, which is crazy. And and they went for it a lot of times, and they capitalized and they converted so many times this year, the Colts. And I think their downfall was really injuries, especially at quarterback. But he helped with situational calls, basically like the upstairs guys that at like the analytics of, should we go for it, should we go for it on fourth down, should we throw the challenge flag, stuff like that. Or they look at the replay and like, nah, don't challenge it, or do challenge it, or go for it, like I said. So that's a plus. And he was with the Ravens. I forgot what he was, but he wasn't. I think he was he. I think he was the same thing some years back, but then he left. And then he was with the Colts last year. Then he's back with us, and Jesse Minter hired him for a reason. So we'll see what he does, and I think it's for a great reason why we hired him. And man, that's so far, and that's all the coaches he have so far that he hired. And we'll see who he hired at defensive coordinator. Even though he's going to be calling plays, Jesse Minter will. We'll see how he hires a defensive coordinator. I heard he's hired. He's looking at former Bills quarterback coach for the Bills, that coach Josh Allen. They looking at him, interviewing him to be Lamar's quarterback coach. Even though everybody want T. Martin, I wouldn't mind T. Martin coming back either, but it just depends. I think they might just go with somebody new, which I wouldn't be mad at either. So we'll see, and they're gonna fill up all the other positions on offense and defense, and we'll go from there, and we'll talk about that when they fill the rest of them up. But like I said, I can't wait. New coaches. Let Jesse Minter cook. He's cooking up something real good with this new staff. Young, innovative, like he said. Not no nepotism, hardball nepotism friends. These are some of these people he don't have no relationship with. So I can't wait, man. That's what we need. New, fresh, young coaches, new, fresh ideas for this veteran / young group. So I can't wait. This is vlog 27, part 2. New assistant coaches and coordinators for the Ravens. Jesse Minter just hired. Can't wait to see who else he hires. See you on the next time.